Hello guys, it's Kay Cogbill here with Paper Made Prettier, and we are going to make this cute in color card, which is cased. I was like, I got all my C's mixed up, from our catalog. So this is a little activity that I love to do every time we have a new catalog, and it's something that actually our team, our Pretties team of stampers, does every month. So we pick, each one of us, well, what happens is everyone tells me their top 3 choices of bundles, and I assign them a bundle, and then they find a card in the catalog that they want to copy, and they copy it for a swap, and then we get together and we talk about it and we trade. So this is my catalog case swap. I am casing this from the catalog. Casing means copy and share everything, so that's super fun to do. My name is Kay Cogbill. My business is papermadeprettier.com, and I'm excited today to be stamping with you. And if you, hello Claudia. If you don't know me, my business is with Stampin' Up, and if you're on Facebook, I would love it if you liked and shared this post. And then also subscribe to my channel on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube, so that you won't miss another video. I go live every Wednesday at 1 Central Time. Or you can catch it later. You can get it on my email, or just check it on Facebook or YouTube. And I would love to help you purchase the next best items in your craft room. All right, so when I first saw this new catalog, which you should have by now, if not, let me know. If you're one of my customers, let me know. If you're not, let me know. You can be. And when I saw these dies, that's all I needed to know about it. I'm in for the whole suite, but maybe you need a little bit more convincing. But I love scallops, and this had a set of nesting scallops, which the rest of them are over here because I've used them, and actually some of them are downstairs because I'm using them for a class this weekend. But we have gobs and gobs of scalloped dies, lots of cute tags. You've got the circles, and then I'll show you this little die. So Fancy Nancy, and the bundle has a great set of sentiments. Thank you, birthday, thinking of you. Some inside sentiments, which we really love. So very versatile, very versatile. And you're going to want the bundle together, but also the dies stand alone as one of our top dies in the catalog. Die sets in the new catalog. All right, so as I said, this is the card that I'm making, but I will show you back to the whole suite. Now, this is a mega suite, and what that means is it's got 2 bundles, the Scalloped Blooms Bundle and the Boutique Blossoms Bundle. I believe we used Boutique Blossoms last week. And then you're going to want this Bloom Boutique designer paper, which I'm going to show you. It's fantastic. It's got all of the new in colors: Crisp Cantaloupe, Hydrangea Hue, Peaceful Pine, Golden Glow, and Berry Blush, and also it's got a pop of gold in there. So you're going to want to grab a few packages of this designer paper. It feels like something that's going to be very popular, which anything that's popular sells out. So we don't want that to happen. Now, I do want you to stay to the end to see some additional projects that I have with this. And also, I'm going to tell you about a way that you can get all of the stuff you need to make this card, or most of it, for a steal, okay? And all of the new ink pads. So if you haven't seen these yet, they're magnetic, and they stack together, which makes me really happy. But we're going to use the 2 today. We're going to use Hydrangea Hue and Peaceful Pine. All right, so let's get started, and I'll tell you about our fun things as we go. All right. So we're going to start with a card base that is made with our new in color called Peaceful Pine. And it's a great green. Like, we have a lot of greens. One of my favorites is garden green, great for Christmas. But I don't know, something about this green is just everything. I love it. It's everything for me. The green we never knew we needed. And then I'm going to use a piece of designer paper to put on the front here. Now, on the actual catalog card, you are going to see they covered the whole front of the card, but I did 5 1/4 by 4 because that means you can get 6 from one sheet of designer paper instead of 4. So that's just a little trick you can do. And because it's peaceful pine on peaceful pine, you can't even tell. All right. Then I've used this one of the larger dies, not the largest dies. And I've already done most of this die cutting to cut out a scallop. Okay. And then I'm going to use a piece of linen thread and tie this just around the scallop in a bow over here on this side. Now I did choose to go ahead and tie the bow and then do the next step, so you can see what I mean by this, but there's different ways you could do this, but this is the way I chose to do it. And so then we're going to stick this down with dimensionals. Okay. I do love a scallop. I've already said that, but I have to say it multiple times because we haven't had a great scallop in a while. Many years ago, we had a scallop punch, but the dies and the nesting, and some of them are stitched, which we always love a stitched die as well. So we're gonna arrange this such that it fits in that kind of upper part and that twine goes straight across. So that's the base of it. And then I've also cut out a little piece, a little tag using these same dies. So this is the little piece that makes that die cut. And we're gonna stamp with our peaceful pine. Now the funny thing about this is if the die is small enough, it will get picked up by your magnetic ink pad, which is funny. All right, so we're gonna stamp thank you. And you would never think that this would fit. And this is why it's kind of fun to do a catalog case, because I was like, okay, that actually does fit just fine for me. And so if it's good enough for the Stampin' Up! Concept designers, it's good enough for me. All right, so now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a glue dot on this tag, and I'm gonna fold it over on itself, okay? And then this little sweetheart is gonna go right here, and so I don't ever tie a thread around a die cut. That just seems superfluous, as my dad would say. And it just takes too much time. So we're not doing that. We're just gonna stick it right down there with a glue dot. And then I'm gonna put my ink pad aside. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is I've already die cut a bunch of flowers. So we've got a scalloped stitched flower and some smaller flowers out of Barely Blush. And I'm gonna use 2 large and 3 small flowers, okay? So I've got those ready to rock. And the next thing I'm going to do is show you how to make these little hydrangea hue little leaves. Now, you could do them full strength hydrangea hue. Well, hello, Barb. Good to see you. But I noticed that Stampin' Up! When they made this card, they made it a little bit fancier. And the way they did that was with a blending brush and some white cardstock. So we're going to take our hydrangea hue and we're just going to blend it onto white cardstock. So you're going to get a nice layer of hydrangea hue on that basic white. And I've already done that on this side quite a bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a different die. Now I'll show you which die it is. This little guy. It looks like little fishes. Little fish. And we're going to grab our emboss machine, which I'm going to have to raise you up a little bit so we don't bonk it. I did bonk my camera. Oh my goodness, sorry to get you out of screen there. All right. Let me get my machine here. And we are going to, oh my goodness, do some die cutting. So, we're going to put our white cardstock with hydrangea hue. That's kind of sponged on there. And then, or not sponged, blended on there. We're going to run that through our emboss machine. I love my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. If you don't have one, you should get one. It's fabulous to use with all of our dies. And the great thing about this particular die is you are going to get 6 for 1. So you don't have to make 100,000 die cuts for this. And we only need 6. So we have just as much as we need. And we're going to, actually I'm going to leave those there so I don't lose them. And then what we're going to do is grab our glue dots. And we are going to put these upside down on a glue dot to get them ready to adorn our flowers. So you can see, like, that's a nice hydrangea hue, but not as dark as our hydrangea hue cardstock. This is, I'll show you the difference. So, obvious difference here. Just a hint of hydrangea hue, not a whole lot. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take those little leaves and we're gonna adorn the back of our flowers. So 2 of them go on the back of one of our larger flowers. And then 2 of them are gonna go on the back of 2 of each of our smaller flowers. It's just a subtle, and this is why I love to case the catalog, because I would never have done that. It's just not something I would have thought to do, but it's a nice little touch. So that's my challenge to you. I would love to see you pick a card out from the catalog and just copy it. Then post a picture of it and tag me. I would love to see what that looks like. So I'm going to put 1 dimensional on a small flower and 1 dimensional on a large flower, and then the other flowers are just going to have Stampin' Seal. All right, so I'm going to start by building my flowers onto here. I'm going to put this one up here. I see that I got some ink on there. So maybe what we'll do is we'll turn this way and we'll put this little guy right over that. There's always a way to hide our imperfections. And we're gonna put this one right here. And then this one needs a little sticky. It's gonna go right here. Oh, I meant to put that one up with dimensionals. It really doesn't matter. Oh, I see what I did. This one is gonna go straight down. And then this one is gonna go up with dimensionals. So we're happy now. Okay. So that's the bulk of our card. And then the other great die in this set is a set of 2 circles, and they're nicely nested together so you can cut 2 at a time. And these are going to form the center of all these flowers. And we're going to do that with gold foil. So if you don't know our gold foil, it comes in a pack of 2 sheets per pack, and it's $5, so it's quite a deal, and it just adds a special pop. Now I've already cut all of my gold foil circles out for you, so we are just going to get a dot of liquid glue on each one of our flowers and pop those gold circles down. just for just dramatic flair. And who doesn't love gold on a card? Like, it's just so wonderful. And then we're just gonna keep putting our gold down. Voila. Now the last thing that goes on this card that's fantastic, that goes with this suite, are the in color butterflies. Now if you were able to get these before they were on not orderable, congrats. I did warn you that a lot of these items are going to be popular. So I will hate to say, don't say I didn't warn you, but I'm just gonna say it. I did warn you. But no worries, they're going to be back next week. So I've used all of my hydrangea hue butterflies now. So I put a little Barely Blush one on there. And they're just the perfect little delicate, whatever, accent to this card. Now, what I would also do is add a piece of white inside and then a tiny strip of designer paper. So when you cut this 5 1/4 by 4, you're going to have some of it left over, so it makes the perfect little inside accent to your card, just for happiness. So pop that on, and that makes it so adorable. All right, so here's what I'm going to suggest to you. I'm going to tell you how to get all of the things I'm about to show you for $107. So just strap on and get ready. You're gonna get the Scalloped Blooms bundle. You're gonna get the Bloom Boutique designer paper. Okay, I'm gonna just put this down here so you can write this down. The Bloom Boutique designer paper, the Peaceful Pine cardstock. Okay, you're gonna be able to get 2 full packages of a mixture of in color cardstock. So there's 20 sheets, so 4 sheets per color. So 2 more packages, so you'll have tons of cardstock to play with. You'll be able to get the linen thread that we used, and then a pack of the gold foil. All right, and in the month of May 2026, if that's when you're watching this video, I sure hope that's when you're watching it, you're going to be able to get all 5 of the ink pads for free. Okay, the value of all 5 of these ink pads is $63 because they're $14 a piece. They're fabulous. They're magnetic. They're brand new, unrivaled. I can't get enough of them. As soon as they come out in all the colors, I will definitely be getting them. So that's what I would suggest that you get. Now, this deal is called the starter kit, and it requires nothing further from you. If this is all you do, great, not great, because you're going to want to continue with the starter kit to get discounts on your future products. But you don't have to have classes. You don't have to participate in swaps. You don't have to sell Stampin' Up! Products. You can just buy at a discount until you no longer want to do that. So you've got your Scalloped Blooms bundle, your Bloom Boutique designer paper, your Peaceful Pine cardstock, your in color mixture pack, which you'll get 2 of those at $14 for $28, $6 for the thread, $5 for the foil. That's $123. You get $125 for $99 and no shipping when you get a starter kit. So this is what you'll put on your starter kit. It's all available. I checked, and you're going to get these 5 in color ink pads for free. Now, if you already have the 5 ink pads, you can choose $35 in additional product. So that's for the people that have already gotten those. So the normal price for this would be $125 plus $63 for the for the pads, plus tax, plus shipping. You're up to $225. But on the starter kit, you're going to pay $99 plus tax, which is $108 in my zone, somewhere around that for whatever zone you're in. That means you're going to save $117, people. So what are you waiting for? This ends the 31st, but don't wait because things do sell out quickly, okay? So those little butterflies are sold out for now. They'll be back next week. But don't play Russian roulette with things that you love, all right? Just get what you need and don't wait. Now, I'm going to show you some other scalp bloomed things that I have made. Now, this is exciting when you're part of my Pretties team, the next best thing is that you get to play with our team. And the most fun that we have is every month we have a team meeting and we make projects. So this month's projects, we're using Scalloped Blooms, and we're going to make a little box with a cute little mini card. And then we're making 3 more cards. Now, this class would normally cost you for free with a $30 purchase or $25. But when you're on the Pretties team, you can come to the meeting for $10. So you're getting this fantastic class for a steal, okay? And that's one of the perks of being on the Pretties team. Plus, you'll get all the tutorials for how to make the cards. Now, this card reminds me that if you did miss the in color butterflies and dots, which are both not currently available, you can, in the pinch, you can use your blending markers to color rhinestones. Color it once, let it dry, color it again, and do use the darker color of the blend. I'll tell you, for the pink one here that I did, I used Pretty in Pink because the Barely blush is just barely. It's not strong enough to color your rhinestones. So this is a perk of being on my team, not to mention $125 for $99 and no shipping, plus the free ink pads, okay? And you can participate in our catalog case swap and trade cards with people. Now, I'm going to show you some cards that were also made by some of the members on my team for an event that we have every quarter that you can earn by doing great things on our team. So these next cards, at least these next 3, were made for an event we have called Stamp and Sparkle. And we use the Scalloped Blooms you can see here. I copied this one almost directly from the catalog. All right, now, other cards also utilize that designer paper called, what's it called? Heirloom Blooms? No, that's Bloom Boutique designer paper. You can see this cute set of cards that I made with the product of the month, the Notes of Spring. And then don't forget that those dies, those Scalloped Blooms dies, stand alone as a fantastic product. So you can mix them in with other bundles. You can mix them in on other cards with that new butterfly bundle, and you are good to go. All right. So I will put the link for you to pick out your starter kit on the first comment here, and I'll put it in the YouTube information. But you're going to want to get this suggested starter kit from me. You're always going to want to be on my team because we have the most fun. We do the most fun stamping. We swap, and we just laugh until we can't laugh any longer. So thanks for watching, and we will see you next week on our Facebook or YouTube. Bye.